Good morning. Welcome again to Crypto Corner. I'm your host, Greg Harriman, and we are on a Monday, and a lot has happened. Everything from political stuff that's going on with Trump to a little bit of a pump right now in our market. All of those things are good. Last week everything was red. This week everything is green. We when we're looking at like what are we doing in Crypto Corner, a lot of it is based on that we have that we're safe. Nothing is safe in crypto, but safe coins. We want to be on secure uh, things like Coinbase to make sure that our coins are safe, and we want to be able to sleep at night. When we started out in August of 2023, we were shooting for 2 to 3 times our money. We're already over that, and we've got another month to go. We think that this, in the next few weeks, we're going to really start pushing up. Today's a good example of where we think that can go. So hopefully you've joined us and you've been following along. So with that, this isn't financial advice. It's the Wild West, and anything could happen. You could go to zero, it could go to a million. I've been showing this lately, the price production going all the way to May 2025. So we think that's going to be this longer road versus everyone thinking it's just jumping out there right now. And look, oh, we're having a green day. We're having a green day. But guess what? Last week we had all red days. So, but what we want people to see is that we're getting there. We want them to stay patient. And this is how history is repeated. If you go back all the way to 2011, you'll see that that's a slow and steady pace. And we're on that slow and steady pace as we're going. This is our portfolio listing. We like to list that each week. As you can see, this is today's price in the green. Everything is green, but it's up for now. We think that it'll go back down, and it's going to be choppy for a little bit here still. So we have some areas that we're taking some profits in, and what I would encourage you to do is look at where you are, look at where the lines are, and you'll see some of the ones that I'll show Jasmine and Dot today, and where we think it's going to top out, and why wouldn't we take some profit there and then buy back in lower? And we're only doing like 10%. So if we sell and it doesn't stay, down, it just keeps going up, then we still have 90% of what we started with. If it goes down, we take that 10%, we buy back in, we get even more of the coins that we're looking for our long-term projection of the bull run. So you can see Bitcoin here is doing a good job. It's back above 60, which is where we really kind of want it. ETH is up above 3,000 where we want it. And you can see that some of these we bought in the 24 to 29 range and the 2,000 range. So we're up our amount on these. So and would we be buying them right now? Some yes, some no. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you to look at what do you have conviction on, and then just buy those, and then keep going. But one of the things that I think in crypto is people go like, I'm holding forever and I never have my money and I get nothing out of crypto except for kind of heartache. What we're saying is you should be selling some stuff along the way and buying some stuff. Say you want, we'll use a new car as an example, or a used car, and you say, I put $500 into crypto and I got 500 out. I can put that 500 in my account and start putting my down payment on that car and put away money each time. But that should be crypto money. And then when you buy your car, you buy your car with crypto. And as it grows, then what we really want is we want you to keep that main money in there and keep growing that, and then take out little bits as you go. But again, it's totally up to you. You can leave your money in there the whole time. There's a lot of people, when I go back and look, the number one thing that people say is they went all the way up with the money, they went all the way back down with the money, and they're still holding it today. And we don't do that. So, and you'll see that as we go through all this. Like I said, everything is green. Jaspy's on a good run. We hope that you bought in that 0.02-ish range, because right now I think Jaspy's going to be on a nice little run. Super's starting to move up. It was last week was 53 cents, 66 cents here. So that's a nice little bump. We think that's, maybe even tops out for this little this week, maybe at 75 or 80 cents, and then it goes back down. So we'll sell some and then hopefully buy it back. Hopefully you guys are doing the same. It's I try to list in all of these. You can take a screenshot. What did we do? You know, like Matic, we sold our position at the 102, and the high was 107, and we bought back in at 66, and now we're holding, and we'll sell that again around a dollar or two, and see if it comes back down. If we do, then we're just getting more and more money. So hopefully you guys are doing the same. I was still showing this from last week where this is all green. Last week, this again was all red. And this is just where we are. So you can see how many are above and how many are below. You can see that in the percentages anyways. But, like QNT, like we should have sold all of that. We didn't, but, went all the way over 100 and we didn't sell it. And now we're all the way back down to 74. We did sell some and we bought back some now at that 74. So we're hoping that that goes back over 100 so that we can sell. Here's a good dot example. I showed this last week, but last week we didn't have these three green candles. And what we talked about last week is we thought the bottom with this red candle was kind of in. So we drew a white line here. This is what our support level. And then we drew a white line up here at about 8. That's where we think we're going to run into trouble. We think that we can clear all of these candles, but as we start going back up in here, we think that we're going to run into some trouble. So we will sell. We already have a sell order in at $8 for 10% of our unstaked. Now remember, we stake almost all of this, so we'll sell at 8, and then if it goes up, let's say it goes to 950, we'll sell more of it, and then we'll see another 5-10%, and we'll see whether it goes back down. And if you had done that, and you can see we've done that, where it's been up here, we sold, we came back down, we bought into these lows, and then I think we sold one more time up in here, and then we're buying back in these lows right here. So hopefully, once again, that's what you're doing. Hopefully you're staking, you're getting 15%. That means you're buying those coins when they're down here. You're getting a lot more coins every day. And you're building your portfolio up so that when we go to the full bull run and this goes to $20, then we are going to be in great shape. Um, So Jasmine, I did this a little bit different. So you can see this two white circles here. This is the white circle where we had our last run. This is the next white circle where I think we're going to have a nice run again, but I don't think it's going to be until August. So I think that we've got to break this line right here. And if we can break this line, then we're going to be into price discovery and or not here, but this line up here is price discovery. But if we break this line, we're moving towards the high. And then if we break that high, then we're in price discovery and we don't know how high that can go. Um, but again, we're going to sell at 10% at 0.038, which is right below this hard line that we think will be tough to break through. And if we sell, and we've been buying back at 0.2, we're up that 20 to 30%. That's awesome. Too many times I think people get all the way up here, they come all the way back down. So if like you had bought up here, or even if you had bought in here, you didn't sell, look at where you are now. It's got to get all the way back here. So we think that each time we trim a little bit, and then that's our crypto money for whatever it is that we want to buy, or if we want to buy new coins, or if we want to do something else. But I do think that if you start learning to spend some of that money, then you go, that's what crypto paid for. And then you have, a purpose behind it. It paid for a vacation. It paid for my kid's school. It paid for whatever it can pay for. So, and here, I see this going This is going to be our first, the white line here will be the resistance, right? And then once I think we go sideways till about August 10th ish. And then I think we go up the next leg. That's just my take of it. You guys do that as you will. Okay, as Jasmine goes up, we will be out of this 10%, the total of 30% that we could have in Jasmine, because it will have too much. So then what we will do is we'll sell that and then we'll buy back into some other stuff that that we can now afford, or we'll buy into the 65%, everything from like QNT at $75, we think is a great buy. We might buy some more DOT or Atom, depending on, as long as you don't exceed your 65%. And I do have the chart up here where you can see that 31.28 in this case is 55. We're within that 55%. We're at 55 out of the 65. So hopefully you guys are doing that as well. What this does is, so that, say Jasmine were to run to a dollar. If Jasmine ran to a dollar, we would be so far out of this 30%. And this is what happened to Luna. The people, it was 90% of their bags, and then Luna collapsed and they had none of that. So what we're saying is you've always got to take, whenever you get some of those gains, you got to take them out and you got to dump them into something else that you are now more diversified in. And we think that that's a great long-term strategy. What's really new on this page? Well, Trump survives the assassination attempt. That's pro-crypto because he's pro-crypto, and it moves us one step closer to whether he will or won't be elected. He's a pro-crypto candidate. He will be talking at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville coming up. JFK is also pro-crypto. So those are the two. Biden is not pro-crypto. So if you're voting just on crypto, then maybe that gives you an idea. As of next week, we're going to add XRP to our form. We're going to pull out VRA. We think XRP has a better future, and so we're going to move those two. If you have VRA, we don't think it's bad. We're trying to put stuff in that we think will go higher. This is something new you might want to take a look at. You don't have to, of course, you can do whatever you want. Coindar.org. And this is a calendar. So you see here, crypto calendar, and it lists out things like new listings, when tokens are burned, when the Nashville conference is, when different things. So this is one I'm just fooling around with. So I'm gonna start adding this stuff in so that you have something to go look at if you want to. And if it doesn't, like you go, oh, I don't really care about that, just bypass that and on to the next. Okay, optimism. I think a lot of people are now saying we are square in the beginning part of the bull run. And I believe that too. But during that time, there's a lot of sideways fluctuation. So what we want to also remember is, if we can farm, we do it. If we can stake, we do it. If we can accumulate, that's selling some of those at 10%. They're 20% gains, and then 10% of our portfolio, and then adding it back in when that price goes down while it's going sideways. Again, diversification is huge, so we definitely believe in that. Okay, so we sold Jasmine at 0.04 before. We bought it back at 0.025, and we're going to sell again at 0.038. So again, this should show you we just keep doing the same thing, and we just keep adding to our buckets, and we're making more and more money. We're adding more and more coins, so that when we get to the bull run, sometime I think in Q4 probably, we'll be selling off a lot of these, and then we'll be putting that money in the bank in cash, not in other coins. So we'll see how that works when we're doing it. Again, we're buying super around 60. We think we'll sell that at 150. We had already sold off a bunch at 135-ish, and we've already bought back at 60. Buying Matic, we think is a buy here. On Coinbase, you do get some staking on that, 3%, I think. And then If you have Coinbase One, Dot staking at 14, Atom is staking at 14. Again, we'll sell Dot at $8. We'll sell Atom at 10, and that's just 10% of our portfolio. So hopefully you guys see where we're going. You see what's happening, and you're following along, and you're making money. Let me know in the comments. I know this one was a little bit long. Sorry about that. Tried to add a few new things, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I appreciate you. Smash the like button if you would. Let people know, and we'll go from here. Thanks for joining me, Greg Harriman, in Crypto Corner.